It sound right, boys. Sound right, boys.
Hello, everyone. How is everyone doing? Oh my gosh, this feels like haven't been on here forever, but it hasn't been forever. It's only been a couple weeks. I hope you guys are doing well. I hope everyone had a great 4th of July. Hey, Say Robbie. Hey, Muzz. Hey, Goose. Not another housewife. I see your comment was from a while ago. I hope you guys are all doing well. So I changed the title of this. And the reason why I changed the title of this is because I feel like speaking about this particular subject needs to stand on its own. No one needs to be included in this. Obviously, with Without a Crystal Ball and all that stuff. That will come later, which is tomorrow, and then part 3, part 4, whatever coming of Without a Crystal Ball. But I want to talk about this because this is actually very, very important, and it's something that's very, very near dear to my heart. I don't even know what to say about everything that I'm witnessing. I've actually been a supporter of this woman for years. And of course, I'm not very active on Facebook the way that I used to be, but I started off on Facebook. I started off my beauty career on Facebook. And to be honest with you, watching Slay with Dre McCray, which you guys will get familiar with her in a minute, watching her, I learned a lot from her, even when it comes just to makeup. I learned a lot. So I want to bring awareness about this because it's so crazy how I haven't been watching her and I've been subscribed to her. I've watched her and her husband as far as like the skits that they used to do and everything. And it's just so crazy to see the behavior that she's displaying to the world. And unfortunately, her husband is no longer here. And this is going to be multiple live streams. In no way am I going to exploit this at all. I don't necessarily want to call it a case, but I'm not going to exploit this. But I am going to continue to bring awareness about it because I really do feel like his family needs justice for everything that's going on. So I'm going to introduce some of you guys who may not know who she is. I'm going to introduce you to this woman. It's very, very, right, Goose. It's very shocking because, like I said, I learned a lot off of Dre McCray. I've always watched her. I wouldn't necessarily say I was like a hardcore supporter, but watching her definitely motivated me to continue with my career as a beauty influencer. Okay. And she has blew up. And I was always very happy for her that she blew up. And then I haven't been on Facebook for years. And then all of a sudden I come across this news and I'm like, wow. So let's get started with this because I'm not going to cram it all into one thing. I know that it's been a while since I've been live, but sometimes you just need a break off the internet. And that's okay. If you need a break, take a break. But I'm back now. So her husband is still alive. Yes, he is. He is still alive. He is in a coma. But hey, Megan. But that's not I know he's still alive. I'm very aware of that. That's what I'm bringing awareness about. I want to bring awareness about her. That's what I'm starting off with. And contrary to what a lot of people are saying, here's the thing. When it comes to Slay with Dre McCray, obviously she is very religious and that everybody has their own beliefs. I understand that. And I understand that there are a lot of people saying that there's no chance for him. You know, he is in a coma. I understand that. However, I can empathize with her when it comes to that because in my opinion, I probably would be the same way. Regardless of whether people think there's a chance for him, we all know that miracles can happen. Okay, so I know that I've watched different, live streams, videos where people are saying, no, there's no chance for him. He's suffering, blah, 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 blah. But in my humble opinion, respectfully, because of what I choose to believe, and everybody has their own beliefs, and I respect that, but just like you have to respect my belief. And in my belief, there is always that chance, just like with my mother had ovarian cancer. They told her she was only going to live for 3 months and she lived for 16 years. So I always believe that the miracle can happen, so I do empathize with her when it comes to that. But I am going to talk about Miss Dre McCray for a minute. Hold on one second. Okay, so let's get started. So I'm so happy that you're not like these others that sit there and bash her so bad. Now, see, that's what I'm talking about, though. Is it Georgiana? I like that name. You automatically assume that I thought that he wasn't alive. I know he's very much alive, and there are a lot of people covering this case that are keep saying that there's no chance for him. In my opinion, my humble opinion, I disagree. There's always a chance. There's always a chance. There's always a chance where a miracle can take place, and I pray that that happens. I do. Hi, outside of the box with Chloe. Hey, thank you guys all for being here. I appreciate you guys. So I'm going to talk about Dre McCray for a little bit. But yes, I understand, Georgiana. There is a lot of people who are just saying there's no hope for him, blah, 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 blah. And that's not the way that I like to think. So I empathize with Dre when it comes to that. But then in the same sense, there are so many people that are saying that he's suffering, blah, 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 blah. And I get that. But in the same sense, that's not how I like to look at things. That's just not me. But I'm religious. Some people are not. He's not off of it, and he's brain dead. But yes, I hope I do too. There's always a miracle can always happen, right? Hey, that girl, how are you? A miracle can always happen. So let me introduce you to Dre McCray. Dre McCray is a beauty influencer. She's been in the game for a very long time. I'm gonna say 6+ years. And then also, I think she does commentary too, but her whole thing is makeup, in my opinion. This is why Katie should not be covering this case. She is so cold and evil. It makes me very angry. Yes, and we will talk about that tomorrow, Karen. I did take a little bit of time to watch a little bit of Katie Joy's live stream, and to be honest with you, I can only watch her for so very long because I cannot. But for the little bit that I watched her, I understand she wants to be honest, but to me, no. I just don't think that it's anyone's place. I understand everyone has their own beliefs, but you shouldn't force your beliefs on other people, right? So, yeah, I hear you on that, Karen. Okay, so Dre McCray is a beauty influencer. She has 3 beautiful children, 2 from a previous marriage, and then one with the guy that she is currently married to now. And she, like I said, I think she's been doing makeup. She was a beauty influencer for quite a bit of time. I'm going to introduce her to you with this video, and I'm going to put her link in the description. You can find out a lot about this on TikTok, you guys. It's definitely starting to get a lot of attention. The group that I'm in right now, let me see. I'm pretty sure when I joined it, which was a week ago, it was 8,000. Now it's up to 32,000 people. And I think it's very important for creators that are covering this case here on YouTube to bring, to also make sure that you recognize these groups that are working so very hard to bring awareness. One of them is exposing Dre McCray. And they started off at 8,000. Now they have 32,000 people, you guys. 32,000 people in a week. There is another group that I'm a part of that's called Justice for Vonny, and I'm pretty sure they have over 32,000 too. So this is, a lot of people are covering this, and it's very important to bring awareness to these Facebook groups that are working so hard. They started this group. Basically, it's just started with one person on their suspicion, and look at how much that it's grown because so many people are starting to look at this case. And once you see her behavior, then you're going to understand why this case is starting to get so much attention. Dre McCray I'm pretty sure she has, let's see. Let me bring this up here. Let me see if I can bring this up. If I can. I don't know why, you guys, but it's so hard for me to bring up screenshots. Let's see here. All the screenshots that I take. I don't know why it never... Oh, wait. It never comes up. It takes forever to load.
You lost?
Mm-hmm. I don't get it. But good news is that my screen recordings are loading, so that's good. Hopefully it loads in time. So I'm going to bring up this TikTok, which she has 626K people, if I'm not mistaken. So that's a lot of people. She's a huge influencer on Facebook. I don't know how many she has on YouTube, but on Facebook, you know, there are all different kinds of beauty influencers. There's Facebook beauty influencers, YouTube. I didn't like Facebook that much. I like YouTube. YouTube is my calling. I love YouTube. I just couldn't get into Facebook. No matter how hard I tried, I just love my YouTube tribe. But that's where she grew. She grew on Facebook. So 626K people, whatever. You guys know what I mean. I'm going to bring up the TikTok now because I feel like this is going to give you guys, hey, Pearl Clutcher, it's going to give you guys more of an idea. And I will put her link down below. So hold on.
Allegedly had 7 seizures.
Hold on, you guys. Having some technical difficulties right now.
Because her husband allegedly had 7 seizures in one day.
You'll have to go watch Karen's last few videos to know what's going on here. But long story short, this woman's husband is in a coma. And she's been live streaming herself taking care of him. Apparently, he attempted to unalive himself. Up to 7 doctors have told her there is no chance of recovery. She's still insisting that he's going to wake up. When this happened, she didn't even notify his parents. She has refused to allow them to see him. This man has an anoxic brain injury, which means he went for a prolonged amount of time without oxygen to his brain. brain. She claims that through her care and her God, he will wake up. She's live streamed that care, and it consists of things like rubbing her own saliva on him. Now, sadly, this man is not going to wake up. She has refused comfort care and has taken him off of his seizure medication. She is torturing this man for clout. His parents need to consult with a doctor, take the videos of her with a knife in her hand and talking about rubbing her spit on him, go in front of a judge and argue that she is mentally ill and that she is torturing this poor man. Oh, and get an attorney. Probably do that first.
Rating because
Okay. I'm usually just a listener. I don't interact much, but I want to say I admire the respect you have for people. When you dislike someone, you cover them with grace. Thank you, Karen Bluebird. Oh, I love you. Hey, Magician's Manor. Welcome. The more people bring awareness to this case, the better. I'm going to bring up one more TikTok because I think that it tells more about the story. And then I'm going to show you guys some things. So Dre, I just can't believe I'm talking about this right now. The first thing that I'm actually going to do is pull up the police report. So hold on. Hold on, you guys. I'm having trouble loading this. So hold on one second. It's not loading for whatever reason. So hold on. Okay, you guys, sorry. Hold on one second. Of course, I would have technical difficulties while I'm sharing this. So let me share my screen real quick.
This is why we are spreading awareness for his story. This is Marvin's family. This is Marvin Jackson. This is why we are spreading awareness for his story. This is Marvin's family crying out for help after they learned about Marvin going into a coma, being in the hospital after he was already there for 2 weeks. They were notified by social media. Actually, social media was notified before them. People from social media went to them to tell them. This is his wife refusing a visit from his dad, which his dad drove 3,000 miles from one side of the country to the other. She's talking to her live. The doctors let the dad visit him. Shortly after that, she has moved him hospitals so that the family cannot visit. And we're not just talking about the mom. We're not just talking about the dad. We're talking about she is trying to prevent anybody from visiting him. This is her. Just like there's a video that shows her like arguing with the staff and them letting her know that she has to visit. This is her spit routine. Listen.
Put it on the top of his head, on his neck, and on his arm. Saliva carries information. And I can't touch him physically, but my saliva is going to go through his body and it's going to tell him, I'm here, I want you to wake up.
I know it all. What?
Okay, I just wanted to show you guys that really, really quickly. Okay, so Dre McCray right now, her husband is in a coma. His name is Marvin Jackson. I'm pretty sure that he served for our country. I'm not pretty sure. I know that he served for our country. And he's a veteran. And recently, he tried to unalive himself with a rope. And I'll show you guys the police report in a minute. He tried to unalive himself. And he has been in the hospital, I'm pretty sure, since May. I don't know the exact date, but he's been in the hospital since May. And she is refusing for his biological mother to see him. When he unalived himself, she did not notify any of his parents at all. She did not bring any kind of awareness to any of his family. If I'm not mistaken, he was estranged from his biological mother, if I'm not mistaken. They did start talking recently, up until the time that he recently tried to unalive himself. So the thing that everyone is so concerned about is Dre McCray's erratic behavior. She recently started is it called a alkaline vegan diet? She has lost a lot of weight, which I will show you guys. She looks really, really bad in my opinion. There's those type of people who lose weight and it's a healthy way, you know what I'm saying? And then there are some people who lose weight and they just look sick. Her and her whole entire family are on this alkaline, whatever I can never pronounce that right anyway, but it's a herbal, I don't know, vegan diet. Yes. Is it alkaline? Sorry. That's it. Thank you, Outside the Box with Chloe. Alkaline vegan diet, which is fine, However, what I'm going to show you guys is she She's giving information on a platform of 626K, giving out information as if she is a doctor. Okay. Recently, her husband, Marvin, started having seizures. And I'm not sure, I don't think that he has epilepsy or anything like that. He just started having seizures. There is a herbal supplement that is, to me, kind of controversial when I looked it up. I guess it can work for some people. It's called, and I'm only going to say this once. After I say this once, please only refer to it as K. Okay. It's called Kratom. Okay. And it is supposed to be a supplement, and I'll read it to you guys for anybody who doesn't know what it is. I never knew what it was until I, started doing research on it for this. And what they use it for is like, here, I'll just read it to you guys. So Kratom is a tree native to Southeast Asia. The leaves contain a chemical called mitragine, which looks like opioids such as morphine. K has a pain relieving effect like an opiate drug. It also has many of the same serious safety concerns as other opiates. People commonly use kratom for withdrawals from H, morphine, and other opioid drugs, as well as cough, depression, anxiety, and many other conditions. But there is no good scientific evidence to support these uses. Using K can also be very unsafe. K is banned in some states and countries due to serious safety concerns. The US FDA has warned consumers to avoid using products containing K. Okay. So she shovels this down by the pound, you guys. I'm not even joking. And I'm pretty sure, just like my moderator Goose is saying, pretty sure she gives it to her children as well. It's supposed to be a natural herbal supplement, I guess, to help, like I said, with anxiety. There are some people who have talked about that there are benefits to it. However, there are a lot of side effects to this supposedly herbal supplement, whatever you want to call it. And like I said, recently Marvin started having seizures. Okay. And the thing is, and this is what I want to be very clear about with you guys, when you are an influencer, okay, just like with myself, I have definitely started letting you guys in on my life, seeing my kids, stuff like that, which we will be vlogging pretty soon. You'll see my fiance, you'll see my kids. What I will say about Dre McCray is she is very, very open. Okay. She has 2 different Facebook pages. I think she may have 3. There's Slay Mafia, there's Slay with Dre McCray, Slay with McCray, something like that, whatever. But she's very, very open. And I think that she's more open with like her subscribers who have to pay her. But she's very, very open with her life, the problems that her and her husband have had in the past. And she's very, very open about how she uses this stuff, this K stuff. And I'm telling you guys, she shovels this stuff in by, like, it's crazy how much she takes. I'm going to show you guys a video of where he had literally her husband prior to him unaliving himself. He literally had 8 seizures, you guys. 8 seizures, and she did absolutely nothing. Nothing, because I'm pretty sure he was on medication, obviously, to control his seizures. Well, since they are on this, vegan diet and, this whole new outlook and, claim whatever on life, he was taken off his medication. My guess is either she took him off or he chose, or they made that decision together. Bad decision in my opinion, to go off your seizure medication. That is important. That's very important. So they obviously substituted his medication, his seizure medication, for natural herb supplements, including K. And because that happened, his seizures, I guess for a while they were getting better when he got off his medication, and then all of a sudden they started getting worse. He literally had 8 seizures, you guys. It's the saddest thing to watch. And she did nothing but shovel K down his throat. Okay? When you are open like this with your life on social media, you better be careful, because something's not adding up with this. The first thing I'm going to show you guys is the police report. The police report is important, and I think it tells a lot about her. And it's one of the reasons why I wasn't interested in watching Slay with Dre McCray anymore, because she's very obnoxious and she's very narcissistic, in my opinion. Even watching her now, doing research and things like that, she's very narcissistic. No matter what the situation is, it always turns into her. Even with her husband laying in the hospital bed, being in a coma, somehow she always turns it into her. It's just ridiculous. But regardless, I'm going to show you the police report, because the police report says a lot. And this is going to tell you about what supposedly happened from her perspective that day, allegedly. So hold on, and I'm going to bring that up for you. Hold on one second. Okay. So I don't know if all of you can see this. If you can't, I will try to make it bigger for you guys. For some reason, my screenshots are not showing up on my computer. I don't know if they're still loading. I can't stand it when it does this. So I'm just going to read it off of this group. And this is one of the amazing groups, Justice for Vaughn. Okay. So I don't know if you guys can see it or not. Hopefully you guys can. One second, and I'm going to read it. Okay. Let's make it a little bit bigger. Well, I can't make it any bigger than that. So I'm just going to read it. Okay. So here it goes. The east, after entering the east gate, inside the shed. Okay. And this is obviously where they live. I noticed a black male in the center of the shed. The male was wearing blue pajamas and laying on his back. His head was towards the east and feet towards the east shed opening. His arms were away from him. YFD was assessing him while Angela McCray watched, and that is obviously Dre McCray's real name. I asked McCray to walk with me to the front residence while YFD personnel walked out on her husband. I noticed McCray was agitated. She would shake, unable to keep her hands steady, and her voice broke every now and then. Can you guys hear me well? Hopefully you guys can hear me. Now hold on. Now I lost my place. Okay, so I noticed McCray was agitated. She would shake, unable to keep her hands steady, and her voice broke every now and then. I asked McCray to tell me what happened. Due to McCray going back and forth, the following is a summary of my conversation with A. McCray. For complete details, please refer to my body-worn camera surveillance video uploaded to Axon Evidence, which I will try to get that too. McCray stated she and her husband have been married for approximately 8 years. They have one child in common, but he raised her 2 older children. McCray suffered, which I don't know what that says because it's blanked out for a reason. In 2019, he went to a physical therapist. When he went to a physical therapist, her husband's demeanor changed and he became someone she did not know. She said they always got along until after his therapy. Then he would change and become verbally abusive to her. At times, she would leave the residence because of the change. McCray finally stopped using the therapist, and this is Marvin McCray finally stopped using the therapist. He has had becoming verbally abusive. She denied they had arguments, only disagreements, but when the disagreements were severe, she would leave until his mood changed back to normal loving self. When he had blank, she would expect his attitude to change. She asked him to see a doctor. She did not know if he had ever made an appointment, and I'm going to assume that's K right there, but I could be wrong. The day prior, they had a disagreement. Angela McCray said the disagreement was during the afternoon. Marvin McCray slept in the bedroom while she slept on the couch. He woke up at approximately 7:15. He went into the children's bathroom to clean up, as he usually does. She offered him tea, and he began to have a disagreement with her. She noticed he was more lethargic than normal. She said they try to use organic products for well-being. They use K, which is an organic herbal medicine in the coffee family as an opioid properties. She believed he may have used more than normal, and there was a buildup of K in his system, making him act that way. They disagreed with her trying to calm him down. After disagreeing for a while, Marvin McCray went outside. Angela McCray went outside to check on him and saw him. I'm not going to say that. He was in the shed. She screamed, and her oldest daughter came outside to check on her. She told her daughter to go back inside the residence. She attempted to get him down using a wobbly chair within the shed, but was unable to. She obtained his knife and then cut him down. She called the police and began CPR as instructed. Okay, I want to see something else. Let's see if some... Let me see if I can try to find something else. Hold on. Okay, I'm going to read the rest of this. he asked McCray if she needed anything or something like that, which that was prior. I told her, hold on, let me make this bigger. I told her I would write an informational report to document the incident. I told her I would go back to the shed to document the area. I went into the shed and noticed a rope on the floor where Marvin McCray was. I collected the rope and later placed it into evidence. I noticed the chair she mentioned. I noticed the chair she mentioned earlier. The main beam went across the center of the shed from the opening to the back of the shed. I videoed the shed from within using my body-worn camera. I drove to Yuma Regional Medical Center to check on Marvin McCray. I was told he was on a ventilator and getting scans on his head. I was later informed Marvin McCray had been flown out to a Phoenix hospital. I learned he was flown to the Veterans Hospital in Tucson. I can never say that right. I called and learned Marvin McCray was still on a ventilator and medication, but still showed no sign of brain activity. They were going to take him off the ventilator on Friday, May 27th of 2022 to see if he would breathe on his own. So that is the police report. And now she did. There is additional information about Van having injuries on his arm, I think. Somebody sent me a message too on Facebook. But while I'm looking up that message, I want to show you guys a video, and this is going to give you guys some kind of idea of how much K she gave him. She had a responsibility, you guys, to her husband. I'm sorry. Like, if you want to play doctor, okay, you're playing doctor, then do what's right for your husband. Do right by your family. And the fact that I'll just show you guys, okay? I'm pretty sure that this actually loaded. Okay, so this is Dre McCray, and as these videos, I'm not done talking about this, you guys. Like, this is something that I've thrown together, but I want to kind of just sum it all up for you guys. This is her, obviously, in her bedroom. As you can see, she does great makeup. Like I said, I learned a lot from watching her, including how to slay my wing. Okay. But hold on, I'm gonna come on camera because it's been a while since I've been on camera. But I learned a lot from her. But I want to show you guys something, and this is going to give you guys somewhat of an idea of how much K she would give him. Okay, so she just deflected on the situation, making him look bad. She is, and we're going to talk about that as soon as I want you guys to see this.
He's not good. Trisha, he's not good. We are gonna pray though. We're gonna pray. He's had 7 seizures. We've been praying all night. Bella was helping me a lot, but she
Thank you, Alex. I forgot to unmute. Love you.
got tired, and I told her it's okay to go to bed. His seizures, at first they were 48 minutes apart, and then the first one was 48 minutes apart. The second was 44 minutes apart.
The third one was 40 minutes apart. The fifth one was 39.
She makes me so mad. How could you sit there and time how your husband is having seizure after seizure and you're doing nothing but you're live? You're filming it. It's disgusting. How could you do something like this? I don't understand. And her voice. Okay, let's continue.
Minutes apart. But now the sixth one came 56 minutes apart, so they're getting longer. You know, at first they were going from 48 to 44, 40, 39, and then we went 56 minutes apart. And now we're at 71 minutes apart. So it's always a pattern. I'm hoping that now if 71 plus 15 is what? 86. So I'm hoping that they'll be 86 minutes apart now. I'm gonna give him, I've already given him 4 milligrams of Ativan, and I'm gonna give him another 2 more. So I looked at the dosage for the day, and it's like 10 milligrams. Like limit for the day. And I think the last time he was in the hospital, it took 5 or 6 milligrams for them to finally stop. I just feel so sick to my stomach, you guys. I just don't want to give up myself. I just hope this doesn't backfire. Drink some Teaya. I need to. I've been taking so much kava, and I've really been calm. Thank you for saying that, Mary.
I'm going to be honest with you guys. This is the most saddest thing I've ever seen on one of the most saddest things I've ever seen on the internet. To listen to him in the background, it makes me want to cry. Like, I have cried, but how could you do this? Like, how could you claim that you love someone, okay, and you're literally sitting there while he's having, okay, one seizure is enough for you to call the ambulance. You let him have seizure after seizure and did nothing but shove K down his throat.
Some kava. I'm like really calm. But I know it's Jehovah and all the natural meds I'm taking.
Okay, I me too. You guys, this is a trigger warning. And if I'm getting upset, I know other people have to be. So just be aware. Mods, please put trigger warning in the chat.
I have a flare up naturally, so I'm taking Freedom too. What time is it? So it's been like almost, if it's 43, it's been almost 20 minutes. I need to wake him up to give him more. I'm putting valerian root essential oil under his nose. Thank you. I notice it does calm him down. I hope I give me strength to continue to get through this. It's been such a long night. I will do anything and everything I can to take care of him. I need your guidance though. I need you to show me the best way to do this. Hope is hard.
Outside the box with Chloe, I think it's an herbal supplement to calm him down or something that she put under his nose. Hey! Sorry, you guys. My kids are arguing with each other. Sorry. I just wanted to give you guys, I can't watch this anymore. I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of an idea of what this woman leading up to what happened to him was doing. He's off his seizure medication. He's having seizure after seizure, and you're literally giving him supplements and K. Now, I understand and I agree with you, Courtney. In her mind, she believes her choices are the best. You must remember, she does not think like most, and she doesn't, because, you know, she is very religious, and that's a great thing. It's always great to be religious. If you're not, you're not. That's fine. That, I understand that. Okay. I understand that she's religious and she thinks that God is going to take care of everything. But that's not the way that life works. And if your husband is having seizure after seizure, I mean, listening to him, you guys can hear him in the background. That's horrible. How could you just sit there and be okay with that? And you're not going to sit here and tell me your power of attorney, right? You're giving him, hold on, you guys. My kids are being when you know, your power of attorney, you won't even let his biological mother see him. So therefore, how can you sit there and be okay with that? How can you sit there and you think that you're making the right decisions for him? Well, the right decision, in her mind is giving him herbal supplements. That's going to help. But having 8 seizures back to back, do you understand? Like, how could, I don't care how you think, there has to be a point where you have to think logical. And thinking logical is 8 seizures, he needs to be in the hospital. There's nothing more that I can do for him. These herbal supplements are not working. It almost seems as though, is this what your intentions were? I am going to show you guys the very end, and then we will stop watching this because it's making me very, very sad.
Can you open your mouth?
This is this is the part where she starts giving him his herbal supplements.
Hey, baby. I need you to take this medicine, okay? Okay? Here. Drink a little bit of water. Drink a little bit of water. Come on. Come on. I need you to take this medicine, okay? Okay. Can you open your mouth? Open your mouth. Open your mouth. Can you open your mouth? Okay, open your mouth. Open. Baby, open your mouth. Come on, you could do it. Come on, you can do it. Baby, open your mouth. Baby? Hey, baby. I need you to open your mouth, okay? You can do this. Come on. Come on, open your mouth. I need you to take this medicine. Come on, open your mouth. Come on, baby. Hey. Hey, I need you to take this medicine, okay? Here you go. Open. Open.
He's not ready. I need to wait a little bit.
What the fuck is wrong with you? Take him to the hospital. Like, I can't. I cannot. Hold on, you guys, for a second. Okay. His whole situation makes me sick. You're right, Shanae. It's just, I cannot. But that gives you guys a little bit of an idea of how she acted and, you know, what was going on in the home and things like that. Now, I read the police report to you guys. There is something very, very suspicious and questionable even about that police report, because to me, even though your husband obviously was just found, he's in a coma, somehow she was still making it about her, talking about how he went to a physical therapist and he was verbally abusing her and things like that. Why even bring something like that up after your husband just attempted to unalive himself? What does that have to do with anything? Why would you even throw that in there? Why would you even say, oh, we've been we've had disagreements. We've never had full-blown arguments, but he was verbally abusive towards me. Why would you even say that to the police officer? To me, that's sus. Something's not right about that. And I feel like not only is it her making it about herself, but I feel like it's also a deflection. But there's too much evidence out here now because she's so open with her life. There's too much evidence for her to deflect anything because it's very blatant, the things that she's done already, the things that she has said. And that's where I'm going to show you guys how she was literally in the hospital and the father came. I'll show you guys the video. His father came, and she told, this was the first hospital. I'm pretty sure he's been in 4 different hospitals already. But the father came and she told the hospital staff to call security when he arrived. She also said that she didn't want his biological mother to see him, I guess because they were estranged or something like that. But regardless, Von's father did get to see him, thank God. But his biological mother, her name is Letitia, if I'm not mistaken, she has not seen her. She hasn't been able to see her son, period. Yes, he drove 3,000 miles to see his son, and he worked something out with the hospital that he was able to see his son when she's not there. But in that same sense, he needs to see his mother too. It doesn't matter how much they were estranged. That doesn't matter because at the end of the day, that's still his mother. She still gave birth to him. And the fact that this happened and you did not notify any of his parents, any of his family, is disgusting. My guess is they probably found out from social media because all of the stuff that's going on. But regardless, they have a right to know what's going on with their child. So I'm going to show you guys one other video. So hold on.
That's Von's parents. Are you the nurse?
No, I'm not his nurse.
Okay.
I found that number in 2 South. Is it okay for them to visit?
Absolutely not. No. In fact, we need to call security.
Hold on, I'm in agony because this is not, this is my life. How you mean I can't see my son? Man, this girl here crazy. I done drove 3,000 miles, man.
Y'all need to pray. I know, Rima. I know.
Hey Kim, it's Rebecca on 2 South. Was Mr. McCray able to have any visitors right now?
Besides his wife.
Should only his wife be allowed in? Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Ask a social worker.
The social worker said that
Yeah.
we see him.
I know. Just watch how Jehovah always comes through each and every single time. We're gonna turn on some good music. I sing this to my baby every day. Meditation of my heart. Hi.
Hi, who's this here to visit?
They're not. Well, they're here to visit my husband, but the mother, like, my husband hasn't communicated with her in like 6 years. They don't have a relationship anymore. Like, he recently reached out, but that's neither the point. Right now, with his, he was tested positive for COVID. His white blood cell count was elevated. I respectfully told them whenever he wakes up, they could visit. But at this point right now, I need to remain his only visitor. They've been posting really bad, negative stuff online about me. Just really, really bad stuff. So, yeah. They know they're not supposed to be here, and I've made it very clear. So, them here to be with, yeah. They're very well aware of that. I'm his only visitor right now.
So we looked into that, and I know you're his medical decision maker, and we do make decisions medically based on on your input.
She's not even the mother even. I can get someone to show the birth certificate. So we.
We did speak with our social worker who spoke to higher ups to confirm, and we confirmed that here in the state of Arizona, although you are, and we do recognize that you are the medical power of attorney,
Okay.
You do have the decision on what information is shared, but in the state of Arizona, you do not have the ability to decide who can and cannot visit the patient.
So anyone can visit?
Yeah, we can't restrict the visitors, unfortunately. Yeah.
Can I see that in writing, please?
So this is something that has been confirmed with the social worker. It's not something that has been documented, but we have confirmed with multiple people that is that's a valid statement.
Can I see or can you contact the social worker, please?
I
Do you have
can
anybody here
I can
that
try
can-
and contact the social
Okay.
worker that's working.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, we have the understanding that
Yeah, that's just
they're allowed
that's just
to.
the policy, unfortunately.
Okay. She gave him up when, like, if that's the case, then strangers can come into the room and request to visit him?
Yeah, and really anybody can, yeah. We can't really restrict the visitors.
Yeah.
But if I'm in the room and there's only one person limited, then they can't come in, right? Because I was already coming back and I'm coming back to the room. Once I leave the room, I have to go to the bathroom. They want to come in. But I know it's a very strict one person, policy for, yeah. Yeah. So I'm just going to go to the room, and then whenever I have to leave, then, but in the meantime, if you could get the social worker, yeah, or paperwork so that I could see that. And then I can research too.
Yeah, we'll look into if we can get it like somewhere in writing, but that is the policy. That's unfortunately that's where it is.
Right. I just need to see that in
Well,
writing. Thank you.
So we don't have to show you in writing because
Okay.
that's just our policy. We're telling you that's our policy, but we'll look and see if there's a social worker that can come talk to you and tell you in person.
Okay.
But I don't know that I'm going to be able to produce it
Right.
in actual writing.
Right.
So, yeah.
Okay. Well,
And for now, you'll just have to follow along with our policies.
Yeah.
oh yeah. Well,
Yeah,
sure. I don't want to
we
be go against
Yeah,
anything.
we're not trying to say this like to be mean or put you down in any way, but we did honestly look into it today, and that's unfortunately the policy that we can't really restrict. Comes in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Can I speak to the higher ups too? That just letting them know I would.
We will try and get
Okay.
hold of
We'll,
them.
yeah, we'll see if the social worker might not still be here.
Okay.
To talk to, but we'll call and see.
Okay.
If somebody here.
That'd be good. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Yeah.
Okay. I need help to find out that this is not true. Hi, got it all cleaned up?
Oh yeah. No idea.
Yep, they can print me it. Yep. Yep. I don't believe them at all. Y'all, I need help for real. Okay? Do your research. Contact me. Bye.
Are you fucking serious? You had to go through that much trouble to tell the 600-700 people that were watching you to do their research because you don't believe that's true, because you don't want his biological mother or father or stepmother to see him? Like, what the hell? I don't care if they haven't been in his life in 15, 20 years. I don't care. They still have a right to see their child. And you're right, Pussycat. Why would the hospital lie? There's no reason to lie about that. So I have been sent some information by 2 different people. Thank you for sending me this information. So I guess that Vaughn was planning to leave. Dre, I'm going to read this really quick. Dre told the police that Dre McCray changed in 2019 after going to a physical therapist. She lied to the police about where he went. But Vaughn did change. Vaughn wanted to leave Dre. These text messages have been provided by a source who was friends with the couple. The texts are between Dre and Vaughn. Dre sent these messages to numerous of friends when she and Vaughn were going through a separation. These texts have been shared with Vaughn's family before publishing them. Multiple sources say that in 2019, Vaughn sought treatment with a psychologist and psychiatrist after leaving the military due to serious stress he faced at home with Dre. Vaughn made the decision to separate from Dre to take care of his mental health. Sources allege that Dre had become very unpredictable, controlled his social media, withheld money from him, monitored his phone calls, recorded him without his knowledge, and made him completely dependent upon her. When he started therapy, he realized he needed to make his mental health a priority. He believed staying with Dre was dangerous for him. Dre looked to rent a home. Vaughn looked to stay at a hotel to try to sort out his life. However, Dre would not give him access to the money to leave. Meanwhile, he found out that she was stashing money away from him. He couldn't pay for his food. She scolded him for setting up a savings account at the VA. Vaughn wanted to go home to see his family, but Dre wouldn't let him leave. During this period, he told her that he felt he was in danger in her presence. He didn't want to sleep in the same room as her and needed space to manage his stress. Friends say that Vaughn had reached his breaking point and wanted out of the marriage, but Dre wouldn't let him. Vaughn eventually gave in and gave up trying to leave, but his fears that he was in danger were allegedly valid. In late 2019, he began getting sick and developing seizures. Dre put them on a restrictive diet. Families say that he looked like he was being starved. No one had access to Vaughn but Dre. As her grip got tighter, he still tried to reconnect with his family in February, in February 2022. He reconciled with his family. He allegedly confided in several people that he wanted to leave the marriage. Dre brought up the 2019 issues to the police. The 2019 issues were that Vaughn wanted to end his marriage. And there is a series of text messages that he shared that I will post. And I guess these text messages are stating that he did want to leave her. So basically, she brought up the issue of 2019 in the police report saying that he was being verbally abusive towards her. Something's not right, you guys. So he's being verbally abusive towards her once he started seeing the physical therapist. There's a reason why Dre brought that up, which started in 2019. So I guess basically that was a lie. So he wasn't being verbally abusive towards her. He wanted to leave her. And in these text messages, I will say, I'm not sure if these are legit. They look legit. Somebody sent them to me. So I will pull them up. But if that's the case, then that gives more of a reason and kind of makes sense as to why she doesn't want anyone around him. Because you guys, that's what narcissists do. They separate you from your loved ones. They isolate you. So therefore, you have no one. You have no family. Excuse me. You have no family. You have no friends. It's just you. He didn't have access to their money, even though he helped make that money. You know, he did the housework. If it wasn't for him, Dre wouldn't have the following that she has. It was because of her husband that he has that following. They even did skits together. So therefore, he had just as much right to that money as she did. But that's the way it is when you're in a relationship with a narcissist. They literally control every aspect of your life, and they separate you from your loved ones. They isolate you from your loved ones because they don't want you having any outside sources. They don't want you talking to other people where other people interfere on your relationship, hear things about your relationship and say, Teaya, that's not normal. You know what I'm saying? So basically that it's starting to come together. And that's why I said, not necessarily come together, but that is why I said with Dre McCray, she's very, very public. There is so much videos out there about her because she is so open with her life and so personal with her audience and her supporters. And some of these videos that are coming out about her are it's not good. It's not looking good towards her. And I don't think that she thought it was going to go this way with her. But this all started because she's telling everyone sorry, this all started with her because she's telling everyone that her husband is in a coma, but she's not telling why. And I'm sorry, when you share your life with your supporters, this is just how I feel. When you share your life with your supporters, and especially his family, people have a right to know what happened. And she wasn't saying anything. You know, the fact that she didn't contact his family, the fact that she tried to keep some things private, but then yet here you are making money off of your husband laying in a hospital bed. She is making a lot of money right now. She's literally capitalizing off of her husband being in a coma. Okay. And I think it's very important to understand that all of this, all of the videos she's done, they're starting to resurface. And these videos are literally adding up, especially if he was going to leave her. That doesn't look good for her. And it's sad. It's very, very sad because when you choose to be, thank you, Goose, when you choose to be the caretaker for your husband and he is having multiple seizures back to back, I guess his seizures were okay for a while, but then he started having seizures consistently. When you choose to be the caretaker for your husband, you need to do right by him. Okay. And if your husband is having 8 seizures in a row back to back, that is your responsibility to take your husband to the hospital. The herbal supplement thing, whatever it is that you guys are doing, obviously is not working. And I understand that her, excuse me, her thought process is different. And she believes that, you know, God, and I believe God is a healer too. But to me, she didn't do what she was supposed to do. And unfortunately, you have to suffer the consequences for that. And not only that, but you're keeping his family away from him. I don't care how estranged he was from his mother. I don't care. She has a right to see her child. She has a right to know what happened with her child. She shouldn't have had to go out and get a police report to figure out what the hell happened to her child. You are supposed to be able to put your differences aside. That I don't care what she says. Do you really think that your husband would want you to keep his family away from him when he is laying in a bed in a coma with no brain activity? Do you really think that's what he would want? No, he would want everyone to put their differences aside for him. But yet here you are being controlling. Okay, you watch videos about her. She's a controlling woman. Here you are keeping everyone away from him still, even on his deathbed. I'm sorry, but it is what it is. He's in a coma. And you're still keeping people away from him. You kept people away from him when he was alive, and now you're keeping people away from him when he's gone. And he's not gone, but you're keeping people away from him and he's in a coma. Period. And that is very upsetting. This whole thing is very upsetting. That's why I wanted to cover this, because it shows you how narcissists truly, truly are. And I would even be willing to hear her side of the story. But to be honest with you, her side of the story it's already playing out. Okay. So now what I'm going to show you is her response. And I think, hold on. What did you ask me? Teaya, do you have the video where she's talking about with his mom and family? He's so excited. I don't know if I have that video, but I will play it in the next one. I'm going to play her response to his mother and everything like that. And then we're going to end it on that. And then we'll talk about it again tomorrow, because you guys, it's so much. Like, it's so much to show you guys. And I will not stop talking about this. This man needs justice. Something's not right. Something's not right. And I really do feel like the reason why she threw that in, she just had to throw in that he was being verbally abusive to her. Why? Your husband was just found trying to unalive himself, And in your police report, you're talking about how he verbally abused you. Something ain't right about that. I'm confused why it said few exes he got verbally abusive after he started physical therapy. Physical therapy has to do with body movements like exercise. Exactly. Exactly, Squidward. I like your name. Exactly. That's not therapy. That's your body. Physical therapy is your body. That's what I don't understand. I don't know if that could have been a typo. I don't know what that meant, but that doesn't add up either. So the reason why he was out of the Marine Corps, I think that's what he was in. You can correct me if I'm wrong. Is because he hurt his knee. So he might have been in physical therapy for that, but that has nothing to do with verbal abuse. It doesn't. He didn't have seizures back then. Her herb caused it by her giving it to him and the kids and the animals. Yes, she gives them that stuff. It's a mess, you guys. It is a mess. I guarantee it's because that's when he started talking about he wanted to leave and she's trying to make him look like an abuser when it's her. Exactly. It's just like, why would you even throw that in there? That's to that's to deflect. It's to cause a diversion, and it's to cause everything to be on him, even though he's in a coma. You didn't have to bring that up, but you brought it up because you wanted to make sure that all of the heat is off of you. And she might even have Munchausen by proxy. I've heard about that. This damn chair. It goes down. I have heard about Munchausen by proxy. It definitely looks like that. Yeah, she even gives her dog K. It's crazy, you guys. And like I said, K is controversial. For some people, I heard that it works, but for a lot of other people, it can have some very dangerous side effects and it can be addictive. And the way she shovels it down, and I'll show you guys that too, it's like, I just don't understand. It's a mess. It's a literal fucking mess. The dog had a seizure? I did not know that. Okay, you guys, hold on one second. So here's her response to all of the drama that's going on. And I want you guys to hear her response because I feel like that's important. And then we'll probably leave it there and continue on tomorrow. But this is a response to everything that's been going on. And I want you guys to hear what this woman has to say. Okay.
To be talking a lot about some rumors that are out against me. Normally, I never do something like this, so it's very different to what is common on my page. So I just kind of want to give a warning that if you want to stay out of the drama and you just want to absorb the positivity that I always bring, then just don't watch the video. I feel a little bit sad that I even have to do this, but I do know it's time. I have a little bit of time on my hands today, and so that's why I'm going to go ahead and do this. And also, you know, just I feel like it's necessary to protect my family. So, and that's kind of what it's gone down to, protecting my family, because it's not just rumors. And you know, like I can handle rumors. Say whatever you want to say. Don't affect me none. What you feel about me is your business, not mine. So just whatever. But it's just getting taken too far. And my personal contact information is being put out there, spread out on social media. People are posting pictures of my parents' house, you know, where I'm staying at here in Tucson. I'm not there currently. I'm at an Airbnb, but you know, they're posting my girls, their biological father, his personal information. Like, it's.
First of all, she posts her girls. She posts her whole family. Okay. What are you talking about? You're talking about other people doing it. She does it too. So that's irrelevant. She doesn't know what she's talking about.
It's to the point where it's becoming a danger to me and my family. And I will be going to the FBI about it. So that's how serious it is. I did contact the police, and I recorded the conversation that I had with them. So I'll be playing that on this live. I'm also going to be showing you Von's birth certificate because it's been called into question. You know what? Before I say this, I just want to say first and foremost that I don't agree with any type of negativity. What I believe in is if you don't like someone, just don't watch them, don't communicate with them. Be happy and live your best life doing whatever you do. But to bring negativity, Bernard said, amen. He was like, I heard that. But you know, anything additional, I just don't agree with it. So you're going to be hearing a lot of negative things about Marvon's, my husband. You know, we call him Mr. McCray, we call him Vonny, but his biological name is, or his, you know, government name is Marvon. So you're going to be hearing a lot of negative things about Marvon's mother, because you know, it's sad. I haven't said anything. There's been rumors going on for like, you know, maybe a couple weeks already. I don't know how long, but I just felt no need to talk about it because I have respect for my husband. And my husband, like, even if there's not good energy that Von's mom feels for me, like, because it's not a mutual thing. I can care less about her, but not in a disrespectful way. It's just like, obviously she doesn't like me, and that's fine, but that's not going to make me lose sleep. You know, that's a one-way road for you, sis. Like, that's how you feel. That's cool. I'm good over here, you know? But
You're good over there, but your husband is in a coma. Make it make sense, Dre. Because that doesn't make any sense. How are you good? You shouldn't be good. You're good, but your husband is in a coma.
But because she is still my husband's egg donor, like biological mother, I have kept quiet to show respect for my husband, because that is the woman that birthed him, you know? And so I do feel, I've never felt that I needed to come out and say something until today. And I've prayed many times about it. So before you guys hear a lot of the things that I'm going to be speaking about, I just want to make it clear. I do not want her to receive any negativity. I don't want none of Von's family to be negatively affected by this video, even though you're going to hear quite a bit of alarming things about some of them. Not all of them. You know, one of Von's sisters is amazing towards me. She's super supportive. She, you know, made sure she has checked on me and my children, wanted to make sure we were okay. You know, even sent money to my PayPal to help ease the cost of the expenses that were occurring, being that, you know, my husband's, you know, in the hospital. We don't live here. Like, that's a lot of money that we're spending, you know, with our expenses. So, you know, she donated some money, which is such a blessing. Like, it's so beautiful. So if you're not aware, my husband sustained a brain injury and he was flown out from Yuma to Tucson and was staying at the VA hospital. Now, the only reason why I'm saying VA hospital is because he's no longer there. So that's why I'm comfortable saying where he was at, because he's not there. I don't focus my attention and energy on how he got the brain injury, what, you know, whatever, because the only thing that I am concentrating on and putting my focus on is my husband's healing. That's it. I've mentioned before that once this is all over, then I don't mind talking about it, you know, with his permission too. Like, I want to make sure he's okay with it, which I know he would be okay with sharing what I have before, because we've had a conversation about me, you know, kind of showing what it's like in my perspective as a caregiver, because my husband, you know, next month on the 5th, he will have had 2 years of having seizures. So he was okay with me even sharing some videos of how bad it looks.
That's a lie. I can guarantee you her husband would not have wanted her sharing him having a seizure. She's a liar. And you can tell all she's doing in this video is trying to cover her tracks. That's all she's trying to do.
Like that with his biological mother ever. It's always been, you know, very, very, what's the word, sparse. So this just made it much worse. There was also a time when when me and Von have made decisions as married couples, and they would just go out and attack Von for not consulting with them first. You know, why didn't you talk to me about it? They've always treated Von as if he was a little kid or a little child and who can't make decisions on his own.
Welcome, Jilly04. Welcome to the Glam fam. Thank you, beautiful. Another thing that I wanted to tell you guys too, and thank you for bringing that up, Pussycat, is, and you guys are amazing, by the way. is that she met Von when he was very young. She's 5 years older than Von, okay? And when she met him, they moved really fast. I'm pretty sure they got married within 7 months. So here he is in the military. He meets this woman that has 2 kids from a previous marriage, and I'm pretty sure she had just got divorced. So she's 5 years older than him. I have 2 boys. Put yourself in his mother's position. Wouldn't you be questionable I'm questionable to any woman, that my oldest son, who is 21, if he meets a girl, I'm going to be looking at her sideways. Okay. Sorry. That's just the way it is. But if she's 5 years older than him and has 2 kids and was already married, and here he is young, and his mother just wanted him to live his life. She thought that they were moving too fast. So she looked at the relationship as very questionable, as any mother would. Any mother would look at a relationship. Like I said, I have 3 boys. If my son comes home with a woman who has been previously married, 2 kids, just got divorced, I'm going to be looking at that woman sideways, even though I myself, but see, my fiance, he has a kid from a previous relationship as well. So, but the point is that you're always going to be questionable when it comes to your baby, and especially because he's younger than her. I don't think she might have been as questionable if maybe they were the same age, but because she was so much older than him, she looked at it sideways. She looked at the relationship sideways, and I don't blame her for that. Any good mother would be that way. And Dre, being a mother herself, I guess any woman would be offended, would be like, well, why is your mother questioning me? But in that same sense, I think that there were other things that was concerning to Letitia too. She probably looked at this woman for what she truly was. And that's why I always say, listen to your parents. Okay? Listen to your parents, because I'm telling you, they know. We as parents, we know. We know when our babies are with somebody that's wrong, because I can tell you right now, my last relationship, I have a child with him, but my mother did not like him, and she was right about every single thing with my ex. Everything. And I didn't listen. And of course, I was mad because I'm like, you're not giving him a chance. She accepted him because she didn't have a choice. She loved her daughter. And I was with someone that she couldn't control it, but she still was always on me like, there's something about this man I don't like, Teaya. He's not a good person. We as parents just know. And I think that's what it was with Letitia. She just looked at Dre and just knew something's not right about this woman. And she was just trying to save her son. And Dre, being a mother herself, she may have been offended, but she still could have looked at it like, this is just a mother being protective over her son. And regardless, if you love your husband, you're still going to do whatever it is that you can to try to prove to his mother that you're not the woman that she thinks you are. And instead of doing that, Dre just tried to isolate him from people, from his family and from his mother, just because they didn't care for her or because they seen her for what she truly is. And that's how narcissists are. When people can see straight through a narcissist, they're going to do whatever they can to try to keep their significant other away from that person. And that's what she did. And by him being young, obviously, when you're dealing with somebody who's younger, even though I'm sure he is a very highly intelligent man, but he was in love. He loved the woman. And from what I heard, he treated Dre like a princess. He treated her so very good. But as you grow older, he might have started seeing her for who she truly was. And that might be why he started reaching out to his parents. Exactly, Pussycat. You should always, respect the parents, just like with You know, my fiance, if his mother didn't like me, then she wouldn't like me. There's nothing I could do about that. But I would never try to isolate him from her. I would never try to keep her away or anything like that. And regardless, with all of that aside, your husband is in a coma. All of that stuff should be pushed aside for the sake of your husband. You should never try to keep his loved ones away from him at such a critical time in this man's life right now. He's fighting for his life, and he would want his loved ones around him. And the fact that she's trying to keep, it doesn't matter. I don't care if she didn't see her son since he was 8 years old, and that's not the case, but I don't care how long it's been since she's seen her son. If she wants to see her son because he's in a coma, then she should be able to see him. That's his mother. She gave birth to him. If it wasn't for her, he wouldn't be here. And you, Dre, should respect that. All she's doing is showing her true colors with every word that she utters, everything that she says. What the hell did she expect was going to happen? Did you think that people were just going to ignore this? Did you think people were going to shut up and be quiet and just listen to you? That may have been how it has been for Dre throughout her whole life, but this is different. At some point, everything that you've gotten away with in life will blow up in your face, and it's happening now. Something's not right. And throughout this video, all she's talking about is how his mother did him wrong. She borrowed money off of them. She never paid them back. They had to turn in their rings, their wedding rings, because of her, because they couldn't pay their bills, because she was supposed to pay a loan to her son, which is Dre's husband. Obviously, she was supposed to pay a loan. Basically, the fallout was over money. Okay. What does that have to do with anything, in my opinion? What does that have to do with the now? What does that have to do with their son is in a coma right now? And the fact that you wouldn't even tell them why he was in a coma. They had to go get the police report themselves, which is public record. You should have been a woman and went to them and told them what was going on. His family should have been the first people you picked up the phone and called. It doesn't matter what happened in the past. What matters is now. And right now, this man needs his mother. He needs his family. And she's trying to keep them away. The last thing I'm going to show you guys, I'm not even going to show this video. All she's talking about is basically, to sum it up, with her running her fucking mouth because she likes to talk. Basically, to sum it up, he fell out. Marvin fell out with his mother. She fell out with his mother over money. Who gives a shit? That's over now. That's in the past. It has nothing to do with what's happening with this man now. So basically, she sent Letitia a message. And I'm going to show you guys the message. Hold on one second. Sorry, you guys. Okay. So I screenshot all of these things, and for some reason, they just don't come up. They don't load. I have to figure out why that's happening because it's easier for me to just pull up a screenshot, but I can't do it. So I have to go and find it on Facebook. So I'm going to share my screen. Okay. Okay, so these screenshots here are Dre McCray reaching out to Marvin's biological mother. And to me, I don't like the way she reached out to his mother, but I'm going to read these to you because I feel like that it's imperative that you guys see these to end this. So I'm going to read these messages that Dre sent to Letitia. Okay, so an effort to reduce the danger you've put me and my family in, I'm reaching out to offer you the opportunity to see Marvin. I've always offered to communicate with you. Should you reach out and inquire about my husband, and that offer still stands. And this is Letitia, I think, reaching out back, responding to her. Hi, Dre. Thanks for reaching out to me. Your family's safety is very important to me. I would never do anything to jeopardize that. I would love to see my son. I would love to put any differences aside and move forward and put what's more important at the forefront for Marvin. Please, I pray this message is real, and I will make arrangements as soon as I can to confirm I will be allowed to see him, as I have attempted to see him once and would have to make arrangements for the travel and stay. Please let me know what I can do to take the next step in seeing him. Thank you. You're welcome. This is from Dre. You're welcome. I've always encouraged communication between us. Marvin is no longer in such a critical state as he was in the last time we spoke. He has been improving every single day and is less at risk, of course, of receiving visitors. Although I appreciate you saying you wish no harm on my family, your deliberate actions have shown otherwise. I do not agree to the extent you've exposed such personal and private information about my husband. You can only imagine the horrific demeanor in which I saw him. Being blamed for his doing has only increased what a nightmare it was to see him in that state, which is why I shielded this from the public. I do not agree to the extent you've exposed such personal private information. I already read that. I welcome you with open arms if you can agree to make a public statement outlining that we are in communication to arrange visitation and that all threats and harassment towards me and my children, my family, my friends, and my close associates need to cease. With that being done, again, we can move forward into working together. Also, I have never obtained any sort of restraining order against you, Letitia. I'm looking forward to your reply. Okay, so that's the end of that. So, no. Now, personally, if I was Letitia, and I'm not sure what she's doing, but if I was her, I would not even acknowledge that. I mean, the fact that she is obviously, because this is what narcissists do, she's flipping it all on Letitia. See, in my opinion, Von's parents didn't have any choice. She didn't call them to tell them the critical state that he was in and that he was in a coma. Once they found out, because I'm pretty sure they found out from social media, when they found out from social media, okay, they didn't even find this out from her. Once they found this out from social media, okay, she didn't tell them anything. They had to find out everything on their own. And now they opened everything up to the public and they started a GoFundMe because they are going to try to take legal action against this woman because of everything that she's doing. She wouldn't even, once they found out that he was in a coma, and then his husband drives, or sorry, her father-in-law, Von's father, drives 3,000 miles to see his son. She wasn't even going to let them see him. She has power of attorney over her husband. She has moved him, if I'm not mistaken, to 4 different hospitals. Okay. So therefore, what did she expect for this woman to do? And you're talking about that she put all the personal business out there. No, Dre, you put the personal business, you put your personal business out there. Every aspect of your life is on the internet. You are the one who chose to be very personable with your audience. Okay. That's not his mother's fault. That's not his father's fault. That's your fault. The only thing that you were trying to shield from the public is that he tried to unalive himself. That's what you were trying to shield from the public, because once the public finds out that he tried to unalive himself, then what does that mean? Things that happened and the way that your interpretation of this whole story isn't adding up. And you knew once that got out, okay, which it was going to get out regardless, okay, it's public records, but you knew that once that got out, people were going to be onto your ass. That's why you didn't want that out. That's why you tried to shield it from the public. But yet you want to tell everybody how he got a brain injury and he is in the hospital in a coma, but you don't want to tell anybody how it happened. Well, of course people are going to want to know how that happened. Okay? That's not his mother's fault. His mother didn't have a choice. You won't let the woman see him. Okay? The fact that you went live to try to tell everybody, you know, what happened in the past and why you're acting, or trying to justify the way that you're acting, there is no justification the way you're acting. That's the thing. Everything that you're doing is sus. Every move that you're making is sus. The fact that you didn't want his parents to see him, the fact that you are literally in the police report causing a deflection and saying that he was verbally abusing you. Why would you put that in a police report? That's why you didn't want, or so-called shielded from the public, that he tried to unalive himself. And even that's questionable, in my opinion. Nobody was there but you and him. Nobody knows what happened but you. And the fact that you have been caught in so many lies up until this point, I don't even know if I believe your story. The point is I try to give people the benefit of the doubt. I do. I try to give people the benefit of the doubt. But the way that this woman is acting is it's erratic. It is just crazy to me. It's crazy. The way she's acting, the way that she's constantly, you know, going live in the hospital with him, rubbing your spit on him, saying your spit is communicating with him and all of those stuff. Well, we all believe what we want to believe. But the point is that your actions are very suspicious and people are paying attention to it. And you may have wanted to shield people from this, but when you're so public with your life, you can't shield those types of things. You just can't. And you shouldn't damn well shield it from his family. You told everybody he had a brain injury, but wouldn't say how he got the brain injury. His family found out from social media and digging up a police report, trying to figure out what happened to their son. They have a right to know what happened to their son. Had you handled this with class from the very beginning, I don't believe this shit would be happening. But everything that you've done, every action, every move that you have made is suspicious. And this man laying in the hospital bed deserves justice. Period. So I'm going to show you guys one last video, which shows how very much happy Von was when he talked to his family. And it's also going to show you how she was not happy. she's trying to pretend like she was happy, but she wasn't. Okay. Hold on one second.
I'll call you again.
Oh, man, I'm I need to go full.
Vonny had a conversation with his mom. Pain relief to me is chameleon. Yeah. They're so good. He came out of the room smiling, big old smile.
I got to talk to my mom. First, I got to talk to my. I started taking my brother, but then I got to talk to my big sister. I called her, and then right after that, she told me my little girl Nene wanted to talk to me. Man, that girl was just like my little. She was like my daughter when I was back home. I used to do everything with Nene. But it was after that I got to talk to the TT. Well, I think it was TJ first. And then after that, I got to talk to TT or TJ, one of them, after that. But I got to talk to all three. And then after that, I got to talk to my moms. Man, it was nice. It was real nice. Especially the lifestyle they changing up too.
Yeah. And they're changing up on their own without Von's knowledge, like pouring his knowledge into them. Mm-hmm. So that's awesome.
Hey, but I'm about to. I'm about to bring them on in. Baby, you ain't no paddle. You ask permission. Well, they ain't paddle either, but baby, I don't just throw a rope around you. I come personally over here and pick you up and hold you, and then I walk you to wherever I need.
Me too, mommy. I'll pick you up.
Okay. So that pretty much shows you guys how happy he was when he talked to his family. I'm pretty sure that this was like in May, but regardless, her narrative it's not adding up, and I empathize with his family, and I'm going to do everything that I can to bring awareness about this, and if she wants to reach out to me, I'm more than happy to reach out. I'm more than happy to have a conversation with her. I am a critical thinker. I like to look at things in a different aspect, and I am more than willing to have a conversation with this woman. But this woman is literally blocking people. This woman is blocking people who support her. Like if they ask her different questions, she's blocking them. She's blocking everyone to a point where people are trying to join her page and things like that. And she's even blocking people that are trying to join her page because she's that paranoid. And it's like, it's her fault. Everything that's happened up until this point is her fault. She has done this to herself. If it wasn't for her and the things that she's done up until this point and the moves that she's made, guess what? It wouldn't be happening like this. And I'm going to show you guys one more thing. Here are the text messages showing that he was planning to leave her. Okay, so I'm going to read these text messages before we end this, okay? So this is the text messages from Vaughn, where he was talking about leaving her. It says, you're renting a new house. And I'm going to make this bigger. It says, you're renting a new house. Please don't ask the girls any questions, but yes, hopefully we will be able to move in soon. I just asked Boo where you were going. She said you were probably going to check out a new house. Our account is dry and there is no shared savings at all. I don't have a job and you're withholding all income. I can't even buy a sandwich if I wanted to. I just want to know why you're doing this to me, even before all this, as if you've been plotting this all along. Why? Right, just asked, huh? Then just more bills then isn't something you said then sighed. That's good. You need to stop buying things that you can easily get or make at home. Let me make this bigger. Okay. What's crazy? I feel bad. There are probably things you've been looking up or hiding that you don't want me to find. Hold on, I can hardly see the screen. What's crazy is I would never even try to look, but now I know what's really up. Somehow you're going to turn this against me and blame this on me like you're doing with everything else. I don't even know who you are. I just need me and my baby safe. You've been taking our money and putting it in a separate account long before last month. You've been depriving me of stuff long before this. Actually, all this started happening when we first got that building. You telling me you've been building a security blanket for yourself for a long ass time, but I get jumped on for opening up a $25 account for the VA. That was going to tell you about that I was going to tell you about as well. I understand now. 4 months ago, and never would I mention a security blanket. That's not even who I am. But go ahead and live in your disgusting lies. I'm not going to entertain fantasy. And yes, of course, that was so freaking hurtful because your intention of that account was today for a little bit of money that you contribute to our household for yourself. You wanted to secure a blanket. Everything is a result of your actions. So please stop acting like this. You telling me a few months ago I quit. A few months ago, we had just got that damn subscription. Not to mention I'm suffering with depression and developing PTSD, and you don't give a damn about it. Okay, yes, I finished. I'm on the way. Okay, want me to get the piano room situated for you? Would I be able to have Boo's room instead? She sleeps in there. Bella sleeps in her room. You can sleep in our bed. Then where will you sleep? I'm not leaving my bed. I just want a room where no one is going to have to go into unless they need me. I have a blow up. Marvin, why you need $2,000? So I can have something for when I leave. I'm getting seen, but it won't happen overnight. I can't even believe I'm asking you this but I have nothing else, please. So you can have something for when you leave where? And you're getting seen where? Marvin, I have no idea that you are talking about what you are talking about. You can please provide more details. I can't stay at the house until I get checked out on Monday. I'm just asking. It's just too much to get into right now. Marvin, so you will need $2,000 to provide for you until Monday. This makes no sense. If it's too much for you to get into. How do you think I feel about you using 2000? If you need immediate assistance with psychiatric care, you can go to the VA hospital in Tucson. It's a really nice facility, and I think you can really benefit from it. It's a loan, Dre. I swear I will pay it back ASAP. I don't need that because I'm not in any immediate danger, but I will if I stay in a house, is what I feel. Then you are in danger. Then you are in danger if you feel like staying in a house would cause this aggravation. Staying at a hotel is just not feasible. 2000. I think these are all the same. Marvin, I'm not removing my child from her room so that you can be comfortable. I made the room, remember? She bounced around from room to room, and even now she doesn't sleep in there all the time. Again, Marvin, I'm not removing my child from her room so that you can be comfortable. End of discussion. You have a blow-up bed so you can sleep in the piano room since you want to be isolated so bad where no one is going to bother you. I will let them know not to. Yes, I finished. I'm on the way. Wow. Okay. So those are messages between these two. And wow. So basically those messages were him trying to leave. Yeah, you're going to want to go. I will link everything that I'm putting on here. I will link all of it in the description, so you'll be able to find it. But I guess those were messages between him and Dre because he was going to leave her. So he was sleeping in a different room. He wanted money to be able to leave. And this is allegedly, okay? I don't know if these messages are real. If I'm not mistaken, I think that they come from Without a Crystal Ball, and I don't go by her word off of anything. So these are alleged messages between Dre and Vaughn of him talking about how he was going to leave her, and he needed money to be able to do that because she took care of all the finances. So those messages are alleged. I don't know if they're true or not, but I just wanted to share those with you guys because I brought it up and forgot to share the messages. So like I said, I don't know if that's true, but I wanted for you guys to see that. And like I said, I will link where that is from. Everything that I talked about, every video that I played, I will link in the description. So that way that you guys can go watch this stuff for yourself. I will also link the Facebook pages that I'm a part of that I feel are doing a really good job at, posting videos and things like that to show Dre's past behavior that kind of adds up to everything that's happening now. And it just all makes sense once you start investigating and doing your research. Timeline Terror brought me here. Hey, East Coast Spotlight, welcome. But those text messages, like I said, I don't go by anything that Without a Crystal Ball says. Sorry, don't do it. Other people can do it. They don't know her. I know her. And those are alleged text messages between Dre and Vaughn, her husband, who is now in a coma, which pretty much shows that he was planning to leave her. But I don't know if it's true. So I'm going to say allegedly. Or Messy Terror, if you know her. No, I don't know who that is, East Coast Spotlight, but I'm glad you're here. So I'm going to read some of these comments and then we're going to wrap this up. Sorry, it was kind of all over the place, you guys, but I kind of threw this together at last minute because the plan that I had was to talk about other creators, including Dre McCray, but I don't think that it should be like that. Unfortunately, the focus needs to be on her, and most importantly, the focus needs to be on justice for Vaughn. And I pray that he comes out of this. I pray that he continues to fight. I pray for this man. I pray for his family. And I even pray for Dre, and her family. They have a little boy together, a beautiful little boy. They have a beautiful family, and it's so sad, and that's what we're going to be talking about tomorrow. Just the way that everything's so public with her, and you can't get mad that people are talking about it when you've made everything so public. It's your fault. And it's very public how everything is about her, and it's very important to shed light on the fact that she's really not being very supportive to her children. Supportive. There's a video where she's talking about her son is acting bad. Well, guess what? Your son has feelings, and he's probably acting out because his father is in a coma right now. This isn't all just about Dre. This isn't the Dre show. You have 2 daughters who grew to love him as well, even though they might not be his biological daughters, that grew to love him. He has a son that are going to act out. It's not just about you, Dre, and your stress level. You have 3 kids that are depending upon you to be a support system for them as well. Okay? And the fact, and also just because she's doing her makeup and all, and I don't care about that because that's how I am too. Makeup's therapeutic for me. Makeup makes me feel happy, makeup makes me feel better. So I don't judge her about her makeup and what she's wearing. I judge her by not judging her, but I am talking about her actions. I'm talking about the way she's acting. She's acting very suspicious, and it has nothing to do with her makeup or the way she's dressing or anything like that. It has to do with her actions leading up to this point. And her actions have been very malicious, evil, and egregious, in my opinion. This is so hard to talk about, and I'm going to continue to talk about it. But like I said, I'll be more organized when I talk about this tomorrow. But I hope and pray that Letitia gets to see her son, but I would not submit or even acknowledge her basically threatening her mother-in-law, saying, make a public statement. Basically, to sum it up, she's saying, make a public statement to say that me and you are in communication and you're seeing your son. Make a public statement and you can see your son. No, she shouldn't have to do any of those things. In my opinion, this woman should not have power of attorney over this man. It's obvious that she is not mentally stable enough to be making she's not mentally stable enough to be making decisions for her husband. Somebody else needs to step in, and she also needs to be investigated because something's not right of how this whole thing happened, in my opinion. And they watched him seize. What the fuck? She is playing evil. In my opinion, Goose, she is. She even says she buys water $500 and gets mad when she spends $60 on her daughter's glasses. Wow. The way the texts are set up, which side is which. These would be texts sent from Dre, which I highly doubt she would send out. The right side is her. Very strange. I agree. She even says she buys. Okay, I read that. He clearly wanted to reconnect with his mama. What's scary is that video was done less than a week before the events happened. Exactly. So that video was very recent, and he wanted to see his mother, and he was talking to his mother. Obviously, you can see he was very excited to be talking to his mother. So it just shows once again that this woman is painting her own narratives to hide something, in my opinion. I really hope they have a camera in that room to watch whatever she's doing, and also testing the food she's bringing for him to be tube fed. I think she could be putting stuff in it. I do too. And he has lost weight since he's been at the hospital because, of course, she makes her own concoctions, I guess, her own herbal stuff to put, her own vegan stuff to put into his tube. But to me, like I said, this woman is not mentally stable enough to be making these types of decisions for him. It's time for somebody else to step in. And I hope that, and from what I heard, this whole entire situation is being investigated because what matters now is the best interest of Vaughn and getting justice for him. And to me, she needs to be out of the picture. Yeah, be by your husband's side, but somebody else needs to be making the decisions. It is very, very blatantly obvious. I think she feels she knows what's best, but in my opinion, that's just control. That's all that is. I highly doubt, though, that you'd tell somebody on a live to take a screenshot of your outfit because you think you look cute when you're in a hospital seeing your nearly deceased husband. I agree. I agree. Like I said, makeup's therapeutic for me, but in the same sense, I don't think that has, to me, I don't look at that. I look at her actions. I look at the way that she's acting, and the way that this woman is acting is very erratic, very mentally unstable, and she's just not in the right mind frame to be taking care of this man, in my opinion. I'm so late. The situation is so sad. I heard about it like 2 days ago. It's a lot. It's so much. It's so much. That's why I said I threw this whole thing together at the last minute. So I appreciate you guys being patient with me. I am going to continue to talk about this, continue to bring awareness about this. I will talk about this tomorrow and the next day and the next day. I'm very passionate about it because, like I said, I just feel like this woman, she needs help herself. I don't know what this case stuff is. I've never even heard about it until I started talking about this whole situation. And from what I heard and the way that she's shoveling it down, like, I just don't understand. Let me see if I still have that video real quick before I end this, because it's crazy. It's much. She just gives herself so much. Like, I've never seen anything like that before. I don't understand why none of my screenshots upload. I'm going to have to figure that out. If other people can do it, I should be able to do it too. And it's just, I think I only got one screenshot that I did. And I don't know if it takes a while to upload, or maybe it has to do with my internet, maybe. I'm not sure. But it's weird. All these screenshots, all these pictures. I have been doing so much, and it's so crazy that it didn't even load. I don't think I'm going to be able to find it. Hold on, you guys. Okay, you guys, so here is her giving him this stuff, the K stuff, and just, it's crazy how much she's giving to him. And
You are? Okay, good. We'll take this and you're going to be more sleepy. Okay, so now that herbs are done grinding, back to what we were really doing. Well, I haven't played the piano in a long time. I would say in several months. But I really want to make it a goal to take time out. To take time out to play. Yeah. Hi, Anna.
Like, because when we go to Hawaii, I'm going to manifest that, okay? When we go to Hawaii, they have luau's where people dance, and it's really beautiful. There you go.
Are you going to take more?
Do you want more? I think it would. If you're really like,
I'm fine now, but I can take more.
yeah, take more. It's good.
You guys see what I'm talking about? Oh my God. Sorry if that echoed. I forgot to mute it, but do you guys see what I'm talking about? He literally said, I'm fine, but I could take more. She's like, oh yeah, take more. This is not a game. This K stuff, just like Cheryl Z says, take a look and read about K, and the videos about K on YouTube, and it's scary as hell. This stuff, she's acting like this stuff is like freaking sugar. It's not sugar. This stuff is serious. Okay? Like, what the hell is wrong with her? I've never seen these things that make me so mad. It just makes me so mad, you guys. Well, thank you, Molly Lollipops, for being here, sweetheart. I really appreciate you. I'm so mad because I have so many screen recordings that I did that's not loading still. Wait a minute. Never mind. All I have is Johnny Depp screen recordings. Those are loaded. But I don't have the screen recordings that I did. And it just makes me so mad. But at least the one did it for you guys. But I had so many screen recordings. Let me see something. I don't even think they even did screen record, to be honest with you. But even my screenshots, whatever. But I will be more prepared tomorrow. Even with me throwing this together, I had a blast with you guys. Even though it's unfortunate talking about this, I think you guys are absolutely amazing. And if you've heard anything about this, do your research. I'm going to try to link everything that I talked about today in the description. So make sure that you go read it. There are some things, like I said, the text messages, those are alleged. Okay. Like I said, anything from Without a Crystal Ball is alleged with me. I don't like getting sources from her. But I will say everything that I discussed, every video, I will link it. And more than anything, I will be linking the 2 Facebook groups, or the 3 Facebook groups that I'm a part of, that are amazing and that are just giving so much information as it happens in real time about Dre. Every video that she tries to hide, every video that she deletes, all of these things, you're going to see all of those. Do your own research, form your own opinions. I always tell you guys that. But I want to end it by saying this. I'm always willing to give people the benefit of the doubt, even though I feel like Slay with Dre McCray is beyond the benefit of the doubt, because everything that she's been doing has been very malicious to me. And I stand by this. I want justice for this man. I want to know what really happened. And if I'm wrong, I will be the first to say I'm wrong. But I don't think I'm wrong, and I don't think a lot of other people are wrong. I do see a lot of people being negative when it comes to this. And I want to say this. No matter who it is that you choose to watch, and you should watch a lot of people. You shouldn't just watch only one person that's covering this topic. But always remember that everyone has their own beliefs, just like I have my own beliefs. I believe in God, and I believe that no matter what doctors say, there's always hope. There's always hope. And then you have other creators like Without a Crystal Ball saying there is no hope. he's being tortured. I don't agree with that, and I will never agree with that. Nobody's going to tell me any different. I think, obviously, after a certain amount of time, if he's in a coma, you have to know when to let go. But I believe in hope. I believe that this man can. I believe in miracles, and I believe that this man can somehow recover, and I'm going to pray that he does. Everybody has their own beliefs, and I don't think that we should knock anybody or be negative. That's the one place where I do agree with Dre McCray. I don't think that we should be negative and shoot down anybody who says, oh, there's always a chance of hope. I don't think that we should shoot that down. I think that we should always have hope, and I don't know exactly. I know that they said that there's no brain activity and things like that, but what I will say is I'm praying for him. I'm praying that he's going to continue to fight, and I'm praying that he will recover. And I'm also praying for his parents, because he needs his parents, and I'm praying for his biological mother so she is able to see him. I hope everything does work out, but most importantly, I want justice for this man. I don't think that this should be overlooked, and I do think in some instances it probably does have to do with him being African American, but I don't think it all ties to that. I think there's a deeper issue, and there's a lot of things that I feel like this woman is hiding. And I hope through investigating and people bringing awareness about this case that we all figure out, what really, really happened. So I'm going to keep talking about this case. If you guys ever want to send me anything, my email is in my about section. My Facebook is in my about section. I will be talking about this tomorrow. I love you guys so much. And okay, I'm sorry. My misunderstanding. I started to look into and didn't get too far. I thought she was blame it on his seizures. No. So what happened is he tried to unalive himself, but he was having seizures. He never had seizures before, but I think he started, in my personal opinion, he started having seizures because of that K stuff. Look up the side effects. Do your research on K. I can't say the full name, but do your research, and I'm telling you, it's a serious thing. And to me, she's just shoving it in his mouth like it's sugar or cinnamon or something. No, this is a very serious thing that you're giving him. And there's one video I seen, and I thought I screen recorded it, where she seriously I don't know how much to give him, and she just kept giving it to him. I'm like, what the fuck? It's just, there's so much, you guys. I have so much to cover. So yes, I heard it's no joke, and I'm going to continue to do research on it. I don't know anything about that stuff. It's crazy, the things that you find out. But thank you guys so much for being here. Make sure that you become a member. I was off for about 2 weeks, but I'm back now for the rest of the summer. And I'm going to continue covering this along with other things. Don't forget about Without a Crystal Ball that I'm going to be covering. I got a lot of shit. Okay. And I got to do a makeup live too. But I love you guys so much. Thank you for being here. I appreciate every single one of you guys for participating, for being here. I know this is a touchy, horrible subject to talk about, but it needs to be talked about. So have an amazing night. Don't forget to subscribe before you leave if you haven't already. Hit the like button or the thumbs down button, whatever. It's all an erection. And I will see you guys tomorrow for sure. Deuces. Let's play the outro. Thank you to my amazing mods. I love you guys. And thank you to all of the people who came here today. I love you guys so much. And I will see you guys tomorrow.
sound right, boys. Sound right, boys.